Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal. The final whistle has just gone. Arsenal have beaten Newcastle 3-2 in a pre-season friendly game. I don't know if you can call that a friendly because it's never really a friendly with Newcastle, especially when the likes of Bruno Guimaraes and Joe Linton on the pitch, crashing into everyone and fouling everyone left, right and center. It's not really a friendly, but it was a really good game. Good performance by Arsenal. Good performance by Newcastle as well. Decent game. Managed to get a 3-2 win. Managed to see a few players shining, including Max Dowman. Let me just say that at the beginning of the video. Max Dowman is absolutely incredible, man. For a 15-year-old, the way he dominated that game after coming on, literally came on and like a second later he gets fouled, wins us a free kick, and from that point on, he just dominates everyone. He goes past everyone, and on top of that, he wins us a penalty at the end of the game to win the match, to avoid penalties at the end of the game. Absolutely fantastic talent. The guy is 15 years of age, man. I cannot believe how good he was today. He was even better than what he was against AC Milan. Very, very good performance from Max Dowman off the bench. And how many minutes did he play? Because he came on in the 59th minute. Actually, I'm quite happy that Atta is giving him a lot of minutes in preseason because we could easily have been bringing him on like in the 80th minute or something. But no, Dowman is coming in early and he's showing us how good he really is, man. So good, so good. So he's not the only one who shined today. There was a couple of very good performances. Obviously, Merino was one of them. Once again, Merino's finishing is absolutely class. The way Merino finishes his chances is absolutely brilliant, man. What a player he is. And we don't want him to be our main striker, obviously, but in terms of having him as a backup there, he's really good. I don't think Merino's done any wrong in terms of playing as a striker. I don't think he's done any wrong at all. So he absolutely shined once again today, and we managed to get the 3-2 win. So far unbeaten in preseason. 2 wins out of 2 in Singapore, against AC Milan and against Newcastle today. So we'll cover the whole game, what happened and which players stood out for me, any players that disappointed me. I'm actually going to do a player ratings at the end of this video. I didn't do one for AC Milan because we made a lot of subs at halftime, but today majority of the players played more than 60 minutes. So we're going to do a player ratings for this game. And obviously, Gyökeres was also unveiled at the beginning of the game, so he got to meet the rest of the players. That was great fun as well to see. We have a new striker at Arsenal. Don't you forget that at all, Arsenal fans. We have a new striker in the building. So he was unveiled before the game. And then the lineup. So this is the lineup that we went for today. We went with Raya in goal. We went to the back four of Lewis Kelly, Calafiori, Saliba, and White. And then in midfield, we went to Zubimendi, Merino, and Nwaneri. And then up front, we went to Trossard, Havertz, and Saka. So defensively, the difference that I wanted to start the game was different for this, and I thought Mosquera would be ready. So I had Ben White, I had Mosquera, I had Kivio starting. I didn't have Calafiori starting, and he went off injured today again. So that is a big concern. Hopefully it's not as serious. It looks like we can't be like, for now at least, we cannot be playing like Calafiori 3 games in a row, something 2 games in a row, 90 minutes, and then another 60 minutes here. No. So you bring him off the bench or you start him today and then he doesn't start the next game. But that is what we went for. We went to the very strong team. I thought you'd like rotate a few more of the players so that they play against Tottenham, and because Newcastle just jetting into Singapore and stuff, I thought you wouldn't go like that strong. But we went strong, and then midfield, Zubimendi starting this time round. Nogard started the last game. Merino starting next to Zubimendi. So basically almost a double pivot, but Merino's going forward a lot. But once again, Nwaneri getting another opportunity. I thought this time it's going to be Odegaard starting. I wanted Nwaneri to be starting on the right side, but that was not the case. We actually decided to go with Nwaneri once again. And then up front, we went with Saka once again. I thought he wouldn't start this one. And then Trossard on the left side, that was expected, starting ahead of Martinelli on that side, and then Havertz up front once again. And then on the bench, pretty much everyone else, Kepa, Setford, Zinchenko, Kivio, Lokonga, Nogard, Odegaard, Martinelli, Rice, Nelson, Dowman, Nichols, Kabia, and Salmon. So I didn't expect the likes of Nelson and Lokonga to play. Nelson is about to leave. Lokonga, I don't think is going to get any game time because he'll be sold as well. And then Mosquera didn't make it, although for this game, Mosquera didn't make it. He's not fully fit, I'm guessing, yet. He's going to keep on training with the team first before making his debut. So I guess it's going to be against Tottenham, because on top of that as well, Saliba went down straight down the tunnel as well after getting subbed off, and same with Calafiori. So I'm hoping both of them are not injured side right now, that would not be great. So in terms of the game, I expected us to score 3 goals today. I predicted Arsenal to get 3 goals, but I expected Newcastle to get 1 as well, but they ended up getting 2. The beginning of the game wasn't that great. There was a Saliba long pass to Saka. We won a corner from that. Saliba's long passes today are very good. I think he completed like 5 out of 5 or something. He was really good with the long passes today. But we conceded the first goal, Elanga, with a kind of a lucky finish, but he did score. It was good play from them. Counter attack. That kind of play. The way Newcastle scored their goal, it reminded me of last season a lot, when we dominate possession and then boom, the other team gets the ball, 1, 2, 3 pass, cross. I think it was Trippier, finish, goal. That is it. Easy goal for Newcastle to make it 1-0. Elanga, I think for them, Elanga and Gordon stays, they still have a lot of pace in that team, so they can definitely still be a threat, especially whenever we play them. They always give us a lot of problems. But from that point on, we were dominating a lot with the possession. Havertz was getting involved, Trossard was getting involved, Merino was getting involved, Saka's always was getting involved. I don't think the first 15 minutes Saka was that great, to be honest. The ones who really stood out the first 15 minutes were like Havertz, Merino. Calafiori was really good in that first half. That's why I'm like, come on, man. I hope it's not another injury, because Calafiori was really good once again today, and at centre back once again. So that's another reason why you have to keep Kivio, because with that injury record for Calafiori, and because Gabriel is still injured, because Timber is still injured, I don't think we can sell Kivio. You have to keep everyone in this team. Shows another volley that was blocked. Very good volley, very good play from Arsenal at that point. Raya as well made a couple of good saves from Newcastle. One of them was from Bruno Guimaraes' shot. White had a chance as well that fell to him right on the edge of the box, but he shot it off target. And then the rest, the next 10 minutes, it was a lot of dominating of possession and a lot of crosses and passing in behind, and Newcastle blocking the shots, and a lot of fouls as well. This was not a friendly, man. It's not a friendly against Newcastle. There's a lot of fouls, people hitting each other left, right, and center. It was a tough game. It was a rough, tough game against Newcastle, as you'd expect. But finally came the goal for Arsenal. It was looking like we were going to score. Like, against AC Milan we scored, but yes, we had a lot of shots, but it wasn't like obvious that you'd score a second or third goal. But today, even when it was 1-0 to Newcastle, it looked like we were going to score a goal today, because we were playing well, we were moving the ball around well, and finally came the goal. And it was a very good play from the players, and Kai Havertz with a fantastic assist to Merino, a backheel assist to Merino. And Merino is a very good finisher, man. I don't know if you guys know. Merino is a top-class finisher. In terms of finishing his chances, is very good. We want an out-and-out striker. We've got an out-and-out striker. We deserve an out-and-out striker, obviously, because to win the trophies that we want, you want someone like a Gyökeres there. But Merino is not a bad backup, He's not a bad backup. He's done nothing wrong at all. He's finishing his chances, and hey, his celebration is also called, And I know the Gyökeres celebration is called as well, but the Merino one is not that bad. So the way he finished his chance was really good, and it was a fantastic play as well. Good combination from Havertz, backheel to Merino to make it 1-1. Absolutely fantastic. And literally 1 minute later, once again, Havertz involved. He had 2 assists back to back with a cross from this angle, and it ended up being an own goal from Newcastle to make it 2-1. I love quick fire goals. Nothing beats a last minute winner. But after that, getting back-to-back goals like 1 minute apart, that usually hits a lot. And Havertz was involved in both of them. Merino was kind of involved in both of them. Zubimendi was very class in that first half as well. So a couple of standout performances today. So 2-1 to us. So I think we deserved the lead. They did give Zubimendi a yellow card for stopping a counter-attack. And then at halftime, we brought in Odegaard for Nwaneri. Unfortunately, 2 minutes into the second half, Calafiori went down with an injury. I know, man. I didn't want him to play at all today. That's why I did not include him in the lineup today, because I know, like, when he played like 45 to 60 minutes the other day, I don't want him to start in the next game. But he was very good in that first half, Calafiori. He was very, very good in that first half. He was, moving the ball well. He's quick. His passes are quick as well. He looks like a natural, player on that side. I mean, I think as of now, if Calafiori is fit, we have 3 very good players who can play on that left side in Gabriel, Kivio, and Calafiori. But yeah, we obviously have to protect Calafiori from the injuries. Now, hopefully it's just a pre-season, and it's not like a serious thing. It's just because it's not that fit. Let's hope that is the case. So Kivio came on for Calafiori, and then we started shooting the ball shot after shot after shot. Odegaard had a shot that was saved. Saka had an overhead. If that went in, that would have been an incredible goal, because we pressed them. We won the ball back. They had like 3-4 players on their side, and then we had like 6 players pressing them. Trossard on the ball back, and then he crossed the ball to Saka. Saka with an overhead kick, but it was well saved by Nick Pope. We got a corner from that, and then we conceded 1 minute later. Though we conceded 1 minute later, I think we should have done better in terms of covering Jacob Murphy in that situation. Either Merino or Zubimendi should have covered him better. We let him shoot the ball on his left side, and it was 2-2. So again, good goal for Newcastle, but from our point of view, that reminded me of the Neto goal last season, like when he played Chelsea. We gave him too much space in and around the box. We have to be able to cover those spaces well. Now, obviously, Rice is not on the pitch. Maybe if Rice is on the pitch at that point, he stops that shot from taking place on that side. So let's see, though. 2-2, and then we made 3 more subs: Kepa, Martinelli, and Dowman. Let me put him back on screen again. This guy is incredible. You know, he was on for 30 minutes and he could easily be my man of the match. That's how good he really was. So he came on next to Martinelli and Kepa. Raya, Havertz, and Saka went off, all 3 of them. And then Rice also came on 10 minutes later for Merino. And then from that point on, it was a Max Dowman show. By the way, Odegaard was really good as well in that second half. He also ended up converting the penalty. But Dowman literally stood out, man. 3 or 4 situations where he went past his defender. They fouled him. They fouled him more than Saka. Have you ever seen someone getting fouled more than Saka? They're fouling Dowman more than Saka, 3 or 4 times at that time that he came on. But the way he's so confident, he's 15 years of age, man. He goes past his player, very confident, and he took on 3 or 4 players. There's a time where he received the ball from Ben White, and he was like, you know what, there's space ahead of me. There's 4 players on either side, but I'm going to run in between them and I'm going to shoot the ball, and Nick Pope saved it. And literally a few minutes later, he did the same thing, this time on the right side, shot the ball. And if you look at the other player's reaction, always look at that when Dowman has the ball and shoots the ball, you could just see Odegaard going he's impressed. You know, Zubimendi is like, oh. He goes and pats him on the back and yeah, that's really good. I saw Havertz doing the same thing the other day when he played AC Milan. They know how much of a talent Dowman is, and today he's I stood out a lot, man, more than anyone else. And I also love the shots Odegaard was taking from outside the box. I want to see more of that next season. He was not scared of taking the shots. Actually, these 2 games, I've seen Dowman taking a lot of shots. I've seen Odegaard taking a lot of shots from outside the box. I've seen Trossard trying against AC Milan outside the box. That is what you want to see. You know, just shoot the ball and never know what is going to happen. Something could happen. I've not spoken about Saka and Nwaneri. Both of them are still very good in that first half. Nwaneri was better in the AC Milan game, but he's still very good in this one. And Saka is not at the level best that we know he can get to, but I guess we'll have to give him a few games to get back to pace before that. So it was looking like we're going to go to penalties. Josh Nichols, Salmon, Nogard, Anu, and Zinchenko came in. White, Saliba, Zubimendi, Trossard, and MLS went off. So that was Nichols at right back now, Salmon at center back, and Anu up front, and Zinchenko at left back. I think Zinchenko also did okay in those 50 minutes that he was on the pitch. And then Dowman was literally, it was a Dowman show. Everything was Dowman from this point on. It was him getting the ball, making a good pass, people fouling Dowman, Joelinton with his fake apology as well, crashing into Dowman and pretending like he's sorry. You know, you could tell Ben White telling him, come on, man. Was that necessary? But hey, whatever. And then, of course, Max Dowman won us a penalty. It was looking like we were going to go to another penalty shootout today, because if we drew, we'd have had a penalty shootout. And Max Dowman was pushed over, could have ended up in a goal or an assist for Max Dowman. And Odegaard took the penalty, and he scored this time. I mean, I was a bit like, he's taking another penalty. He's been missing a few recently, but he took it. A very good penalty. The goalkeeper dived to that side, but I couldn't get to it at all. Very powerful penalty from Odegaard. That is how I want him to be taking the penalties. I mean, before Odegaard has been missing recently, he was very good at penalties. You know, in those games against Crystal Palace away and Aston Villa away, we usually preferred Odegaard to take those penalties ahead of Saka with those pressure penalties. But I still trust Odegaard in taking penalties. Of course, now it's going to be interesting to see whether this guy who was unveiled today, whether he's going to be taking those penalties away from Saka and Odegaard. We'll see if that is going to happen. By the way, would you be giving Gyökeres the penalties ahead of Saka and Odegaard, or are you just going to mix it up the way we mix it up? You know, sometimes it's Odegaard, sometimes it's Gyökeres. Let me know. So Kepa also had a very decent save at the end of the game. There's one time he was caught off the ball. He was pressed hard, and then he gave away the ball, but they missed that chance. But yeah, he did make a save later on in the game, and we ended up winning the game 3-2. So overall, overall, there was a lot of players who stood out, including Mikel Merino. He played in midfield today. Havertz played up front. They were switching a couple of times, and then Havertz ended up getting the 2 assists. And later on, Dowman really shined. I think Odegaard had a good second half. There's a couple of players that still need to get up to speed. Lewis Kelly is one of them. He's not at the top level yet. He needs to, hopefully preseason helps. There's a couple more though as well. It's not just MLS. Saliba went off as well, and he went down straight down the tunnel. Hopefully it's not another injury there with Calafiori, because Mosquera is not yet ready. That's why I was very happy to sign Mosquera, because defensively we have a lot of injuries, and Timber is not back and Gabriel is not back. But yeah, no one really played badly at all. No one really played badly. MLS was okay. Like, when I say he needs to improve, I'm still going to give him like a 6 out of 10. But obviously there's still more chances to improve. I mean, I had someone the other day saying Lewis Kelly is still in preseason. Yeah, when you watch the game for him, he looks like he's still in preseason, which we are. But obviously the season coming close, we need him to catch up real quick. Also, Saka as well. He was good against AC Milan. I think they gave him the man of the match today. I had the announcer announcing Saka Sam. I think he was given man of the match. I don't know if I agree with that. I think the likes of Dowman are better even the last 30 minutes. So interesting, though. I think Merino's better as well. But yeah. So let me go to the player ratings. Let me tell you guys what I'm rating the players. They played more than 60 minutes today, more than most of them. So let me give them the player. Let me do the player rating. So Arsenal 3, Newcastle 2 player ratings. Let's start with David Raya. So David Raya, in terms of handling the crosses and stuff like that, I still feel like he's a very good goalkeeper. Now, he didn't have a lot to do in that game. He had like 2 saves to make, and that was it, really. He had one shot saved from inside the box, and he conceded, did he concede the second goal, right? He conceded the second goal. Yeah, I considered the second goal and then he went off. So because we considered 2 goals, I'm going to give David Raya a 6 out of 10 for today. He's okay, though. I still think he's one of the best goalkeepers in the league. For me, he's the best goalkeeper in the league, up there with Sells. Last season, he was very good. So 6 out of 10 for David Raya for today. Calafiori went off in the 47th minute, but he was very good in the first half. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I've not looked at the stats, but let me check if there's any standout stats from Calafiori. So he had 5 clearances, 2 interceptions. He had he lost the ball 5 times. He had 86% accurate passes. He created 1 chance as well, and 4 out of 6 long passes. That is fair enough. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. He was really good. I really like the way he's comfortable on the ball, the way he pushes with the ball forward. I think he created the chance for Trossard that was blocked, and he was playing as a centre back, but he found himself in the box and he actually created the chance for Trossard. I like the way he overlaps. Like when you're not using Lewis Kelly on the pitch, if Calafiori is the one who's starting at left, but Calafiori is very good in terms of overlapping. So Gyökeres in the box will really enjoy those crosses from Calafiori. So 7 out of 10. I really hope it's not another serious injury, man, because he's had a lot of those. And funny enough, though, or sadly enough, the previous season when he was playing at Bologna, never got injured. So he played literally almost the whole season without an injury. So that is a bit of a downer. So Lewis Kelly, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 for today. Let me confirm his stats for this one. 1 clearance, 1 interception, 92% accurate passes. Obviously, this we can definitely get a better Lewis Kelly. You know, the Lewis Kelly that we've been watching over the last 1 year, the one who gets the ball and goes past players and wins us numerous free kicks. I'm sure he's going to get back to his best, but for today, I'm just going to give him a 6 out of 10. Ben White, I'm so happy Ben White is almost back to his best. For today, if I was giving halves, I would have given him a 6.5, but I'm going to keep it at 6 out of 10. I think he was better against AC Milan. But I love the way he overlaps as well. He had an opportunity to shoot on target, but it went just off target. He had 2 clearances today, 1 blocked shot, 1 tackle. He won 3 out of 3 duels as well, 90% accurate passes. I mean, if you look at the stats, you'd probably give him a 7 out of 10, but I'm just going to according to how I watched the game. So I'm going to give a 6 out of 10. Would have been a 6.5 if I was giving halves. Now, for the midfield, Zubimendi is very good in terms of he won the ball back a few times in the first half, and I love the way he actually tries the through passes. In the second half, there's a through pass he attempted to Martinelli, but Martinelli was offside. So the through passes to Gyökeres and those guys is not just going to be coming from Odegaard and Saka. Zubimendi is also one to watch out for. Today, he had 91% accurate passes. He had he won 4 to 6 ground duels, so that is good for a midfielder. 1 interception, 3 tackles. He was fouled once. He committed 2 fouls. He got a yellow card in the first half. I remember that. So for today, Zubimendi, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. It's going to be interesting to see what there's going to be starting the first game against United, or is it going to be Norgard, or is it going to be Rice in that position? Let's wait and see. So 7 out of 10 for Zubimendi, because if Gyökeres starts against Man United, that means either Havertz or both Havertz and Merino are going to be on the bench, or we're going to go with Havertz and Merino, or one of them in the 8th position and Rice in the 6th against Man United. Let's wait and see. I want to see a lot of rotation next season. That is what I want to see, a lot of rotation. Mikel Merino, what a goal that he scored. A fantastic finish from Merino. For that goal, I am going to give him, performance-wise, I think it's a 7 out of 10. He got a goal. I'm going to add him an extra point there, so 8 out of 10. The finish was dirty finish, man. The goalkeeper could not see it at all, and the celebration is called as well. If I read for you guys his stats, he had 1 goal, 32 touches, 100% in terms of crosses, 100% in terms of long passes. He also had, he created 1 chance. He had that 1 shot on target, 3 out of 6 ground duels, 1, and then he committed only 1 foul, 1 clearance, 3 tackles. Those are very good numbers for a player who was, in the box most of the times, and there was position box another point of the game. So he was all over the pitch today, Merino. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Nwaneri started as well today. I think he was better in the AC Milan game, Ethan Nwaneri, but still a very, very good player. I'm happy he's getting opportunities in that number 10 position, because Odegaard was very good today. Odegaard was better than Nwaneri today. Nwaneri was better than Odegaard in the AC Milan game. But obviously, you want it to be rotation. You want it to be a rotated position there. Even if Eze comes in as well, you don't want someone to play every single game. No, you want to use different players every game. So Nwaneri for today, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. That is my rating for the midfielders. Now up front, Bukayo Saka on the right side. They gave him man of the match. He's not really my man of the match for this game. He was good, but there's a couple of points where he was losing the ball a couple of times. But he did make a tackle there's a time he lost the ball and then came back and made a tackle and won it back. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Saka is always good. I mean, when Saka plays badly, it's still like a 6 out of 10. He rarely goes under 5 out of 10. He had 1 shot on target. He had 2 shots that were blocked. 2 out of 6 dribbles completed. 3 out of 7 ground duels. He had 1 interception, 1 tackle. So it's a 7 out of 10 for Saka, but interesting they gave him the man of the match. Saka, 7 out of 10. Who played on the left side? It was Trossard. Trossard had a couple of shots that were blocked in that first half. Did he really stand out that much for me? Leandro Trossard, I mean, I would give him a 7 out of 10. I'm going to give Trossard a 7 out of 10. Did he do anything that I wrote down? I don't think so. He had that shot that was blocked in the 9th minute, but that was it. Really, I mean, I could see people tweeting in the first half, we need someone else on the left side so that cannot be starting. He did annoy me though. There's a time he went down and he stayed down when we were being counterattacked. I was like, you need to get up, man. You can't just lie down on the floor when you're being counterattacked. You need to come back and defend. That is the only thing that really annoyed me. But 7 out of 10. If you confirm his stats for today, Leandro Trossard, he had 1 shot blocked, 1 shot off target, 2 out of 5 dribble attempts. I've remembered one of the dribble attempts. There's a time he was like on this corner next to Arteta and literally like span around the Newcastle player. I remember that. So yeah, 7 out of 10. 4 out of 9 ground duels, 2 out of 2 long balls created or long passes, and then 1 out of 3 aerial duels. He had 1 block shot as well, 1 tackle. So I'm going to give a 7 out of 10. Kai Havertz up front. I think he was definitely better than what he was against AC Milan. Against AC Milan, Havertz was very quiet, and whenever the ball was being crossed in the box, he was in the wing instead. But today, he got the 2 assists in the first half. Very good assist for Merino. The assist for the Merino goal was absolutely fantastic. The back heel. And then the second one as well, this cross that led to the own goal was quite good as well. Overall, he wasn't really getting involved like in midfield in the tackles and all that, but he did his job up front. So because he got the 2 assists for the goals, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10 for today. Same with Merino because he got those assists. So those are the players who started the game. And Calafiori played 47 minutes, who was subbed off at halftime. Nwaneri only played 45 minutes. So the rest of the players who came on Odegaard came on at halftime, so I can give him a rating, and he also scored our winning penalty. So I think Odegaard was really good today when he came on, especially those first 50 minutes when he came on. He was nutmegging people, he was carrying the ball up front. Obviously, there's still a couple of times that you're like, pass the ball quick, I know that. But overall, that second half, I think Odegaard was quite good. So I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10 as well. And he also converted his penalty, thank goodness. I was thinking, man, don't miss again today, man. So if you're to take a look at his numbers, he had 1 out of 3 long passes. He won 50% of his ground duels, 100% dribble attempts, and he had 3 shots on target. So yeah, that's the other thing. You're shooting the ball on sight. That is what we want Odegaard to do. 3 shots on target today, so that is great. Have the chance, you can shoot the ball, because the shot is actually powerful. If you see the shot that he took against Liverpool at the end of last season and the last game against AC Milan and today, his shots are actually powerful. The goalkeeper doesn't just collect it. No, he has to punch it. So you never know. If Gyökeres is there to rebound it, just take those shots, Odegaard. So 8 out of 10 today. The next sub was Kivio. Kivio has to stay at Arsenal. Kivio cannot be sold at all. I think he's a very good player. And on top of that, the injuries that we have defensively, you can't sell Kivio. He has to be there. Right now, we have 3 injuries. Timber, Gabriel, and Calafiori today. Once again, and Saliba went down the tunnel, and Mosquera is not ready. Yeah, we cannot. And Lewis Kelly is not back yet to the level that he was last season. So at the moment, really, it's Ben White who's really performing, who's ready and fit to play the next game, and it's been great. The rest, there's a bit of fitness problems and injury problems and all that. So Kivio for today when he came on, I don't think he had the job to cover the Jacob Murphy goal at all. I don't think that was his fault. We didn't consider strike after Kivio came over. We considered 1 goal, sorry. So, I mean, again, I know they scored a goal after that. They had a couple of chances. I mean, Saliba and Kivio, there's a couple of times that Osula guy, the striker for Newcastle, he beat them to headers a couple of times. As once he went past Saliba and headed the ball. So Kivio for the second half, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Maybe I would have given a 6.5 if I was giving halves, but 6.5 makes sense. He had 1 tackle, 1 out of 2 ground deals, and then he had he created 1 chance. He creates chances every single game, so that is great for a centre back. He's very good in terms of passing the ball, so 6 out of 10. Now, the rest of the players came for the last 30 minutes, and I'm going to obviously start with Max Dowman because he was absolutely incredible. I think that was a complete performance from Max Dowman. Yeah, he won us, and plus he won us the penalty for the winner. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. I think he was that good when he came on. He was very, very good. And he attempted 2 shots as well. I think in the second half, him and Odegaard really stood out. They were both very good in this game. And I hope he gets chances next season. Obviously, don't expect him to start all the Premier League games or something. That is Saka and Odegaard who are going to be doing that. But, it would be great to give him a couple of opportunities coming off the bench because, he's just played against a Premier League team today and one of the tough Premier League teams that you don't want to play against because they're very, they're going to try and bully you and all that. But he was not scared. He was going past Joelinton, the bully. He was going past those other players, it was Joelinton and Bruno Guimaraes before he started. There was someone else that Dowman went past and I was just like, this guy is so high on confidence. I'm going to give a 9 out of 10. And he won us the penalty as well. You could just tell from every other player's reaction. They just know how exciting this player is. And on top of that, he was really getting fouled. How many fouls how many times did they foul him? Let's see. Let's see. Fouls. So he had 16 touches of the ball, 100% in terms of passes, 100% in terms of crosses, 2 out of 3 dribble attempts, 6 out of 8 ground duels won. That is a 15-year-old. I think he won more duels than anyone else on the pitch for us. That's crazy. He was fouled 3 times. He had 1 tackle as well. Those are very good numbers for a 15-year-old who's just played 30 minutes against Newcastle. So for me, he's my man of the match for those 30 minutes. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10, Max Dowman. Absolutely incredible performance. I cannot wait to see him in the Tottenham game as well. So I'm happy that Arteta is bringing him on, like with at least 30 minutes to go. We get to see a lot of him. Martinelli also came on the same time with Max Dowman. There's a couple of times in the last 10 minutes where he was taking pressure away from us. He was like getting the ball and making the run to take away pressure from us. I'm going to give Martinelli a 6 out of 10 for those 30 minutes. Still need to see more from him. There's even a pass that Dowman crossed the ball to him as well. There's a part where he crossed the ball to him. 3 out of 6 dribble attempts, not bad. 67% accurate passes. 3 out of 9 duels won. I used dribble pass twice. Dowman was dribble passed once. He had one offside as well. I think it's just a 6 out of 10 today. So at the moment, if we are starting the Premier League tomorrow, Martinelli would not start. For sure, he would not start tomorrow. I think if we are starting Premier League tomorrow, Trossard is the one who would start on that side. So as of now, let's see what happens in the rest of the transfer window. But that position is definitely up for grabs. Even if Madueke comes in and plays well in that Emirates Cup and he performs better than Martinelli and Trossard, he probably starts that game against Man United. Right now, that left side is up for grabs. But let's see if we can sign Eze. Let's see if you're going to go for a new winger. Let's see what happens. Kepa also came on. That's substitute window as well. He lost the ball once. At the time he was pressing, he gave away the ball, but he did make a couple of good saves as well, especially down in the 89th minute. I don't mind having Kepa as a backup at all. I think it's a good signing. He had 2 saves overall. His long passes, I mean, some of them are just clearances, so that's why it's going to be written 1 out of 11. But obviously, you'd expect Raya to be better in terms of passing. So Kepa definitely has to work with that with our goalkeeping coach and Raya as well. So for today, I'm going to give Kepa, what did I give Raya? 6 out of 10. So I'm just going to give Kepa the same as well. Both of them made 2 saves. I think Raya made 3, so 6 out of 10 for Kepa for the time he was on. Now, Rice came on in the 68th minute, and I think Rice was very good as well when he came on. Now, when Rice is not on the pitch, you would notice Rice is not on the pitch. He does too much for us. Like, he has to be starting games. Like, you cannot have Rice being on the bench for games like that and against Man United and Liverpool. Rice just simply has to start. Like, for 20 minutes, he comes on and he's winning the ball back. He's retaining the ball in, crucial positions where if you lose the ball, you're going to be punished. Rice is just very good, man. And there's even a time he tried to shoot the ball, it was blocked. Let me just check his stats in the last 20 minutes. 100% accurate passes, 100% aerial duels, one out of 3 ground duels. He also had one shot that was blocked. So it was only 20 minutes, so he only had 10 touches in the game, but I watched the game. So for the 20 minutes that I saw Rice playing, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I think he was pretty good in that 20 minutes. So 7 out of 10 for Declan Rice. Anyone else came on? Yeah, they came on the 75th minute, so they weren't on for too long. Can I really give them a rating? No, 15 minutes was too low. So Nicole, Salmon, Nogard, Anu, and Zinchenko all came on in the 75th minute. So Zinchenko, I think it would be like a 6 out of 10. He got involved a lot in the last 15 minutes. Salmon looked confident as well, but I don't even think I saw Nicole's getting the ball that much. Anu off the bench. This kid that we brought off the bench, his full name is where is he? Is he not even here? No way. Oh, okay. Andre. I was wondering, they don't even have him here. Andre Anu, that's his name. He was on for 40 minutes. He had 5 touches. There's a time where Odegaard was trying to pass a through ball to him, but Dowman was in a better position. He created one chance. He was fouled once, and he was definitely involved. I saw Anu, so I'm going to give him a rating. I'm going to give that Anu kid a rating. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 for the 50 minutes he was on the pitch. I'm going to give Zinchenko a 6 out of 10 as well for the time he was on the pitch. Nogard, Salman, and Nichols didn't really get the ball that much, to be honest. So I think it's tough to give them a rating for this one for the last 10 minutes. So those are my ratings. Should I rate the manager for this game? Probably just a 7 out of 10. We won the game. I'm happy that he brought in Dowman early as well once again. I'm happy with the rotation for the goalkeepers. Obemendi started today. Personally, I didn't want Calaferi to come out for the second half because I knew, the fitness stuff. I didn't even have him in the starting lineup. So this was the lineup that we went for today, and this is the lineup that I had that I wanted to see. As you can see, I didn't have Calafiori in my lineup at all. I wanted Kiwi and Mosquera. So since Mosquera's not there, I would have had Kiwi and Saliba. So that was my lineup. Arteta went with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players that I wanted, but he went with them differently because Nwaneri started as a 10, Merino started as a midfielder. So it's fine, though. I mean, most of the players got a run out today. Is there anyone that really didn't get a run out on the first 2 games? I mean, I know Nelson is leaving. I know Lokonga is leaving. Kabia, we haven't really seen Kabia and Setford and Rogers, the other goalkeepers, but let's see how it's going to go. But overall, I think it was a decent performance for sure. Let me confirm the stats for this game. Our stats looked for this game. So we had Newcastle had 2 big chances. We had 1. We had 15 shots. Newcastle had 13. Our goalkeeper made 4 saves. Their goalkeeper made 5. We had 6 corner kicks. Fouls, 9 fouls apiece. Definitely not a friendly match. 1 yellow card apiece. We had 11 tackles. They had 17. We scored our big chance. I guess that is which big chance was that? Was the Odegaard one? Yeah. So I guess it's the Odegaard penalty. 4 offsides for us, 1 offside for them. Let's see, interception 7 for us, 6 for them. Ball recoveries 45 for us, that's 10 for them. 14 clearances for us, 20 for them. Errors leading to a short 1. I think that's when Kepa gave away the ball and they shot, but over the post. So overall, I still think it was a good performance. Nothing really that disappointed me a lot today. Nothing at all. So I was happy with the performance. Let's see. Ado says Max Dowman is making me feel emotional. The kind of players we are producing, we've not even finished nurturing players like Lewis Kelly and Nwaneri, and you're already getting Dowman as well. Fantastic. Another left footer as well. What a player Max Dowman is. He doesn't. If you come and watch that game and you don't know Max Dowman, you would not say he's 15 years of age at all. You'd say at least 19 or 20, because the way he plays with that confidence, as Martin said, Glenn, this boy Max Dowman, what a player, man. He's incredible. What a game, says Kalapu. Yeah, in terms of entertainment, it was definitely an entertaining game. Asiwaj says, I need Eze. There's definitely a spot there for Eze for sure when you watch our games. Dowman future is very bright. He plays well, says Matthias. Max Dowman is a monster, says Michelle. Will Gyökeres play against Tottenham, says Kalapo. Now, because Mosquera did not play today, I don't know it's that obvious that Gyökeres is going to play against Thursday. I guess it depends on the fitness. Especially considering Gyökeres has not been training at all. Since he refused to train in Sporting, it's going to be interesting. I'm sure he'd want to play. I'm sure he'd want to play in that game for sure. He was unveiled today. He got to meet the players today. I don't think he's going to start though, so I'm going to say maybe he comes on for 30 minutes or something. Game is very fantastic, and they're doing well, says Aminu. Dowman on fire, says Simon. I've watched a beautiful play from Max Dowman, says Stewart. Very, very good play for sure. Hi, Glenn, how are you doing today? I'm doing good. Musa, Dowman must be the first name on the team sheet this season. He's probably not going to be that. That is Saka's position. But I'd like him to be coming on a few games, especially in the Carabao Cup. I'm hoping he can get a couple of stats. Solomon says Dowman is a great kid for sure. Obviously you need to protect him as well. Obviously I'm really boosting him up right now and saying nice things about him, and I want to see him playing more games. But obviously Premier League is the Premier League. Obviously, you're not going to start him against Liverpool, up against Van Dijk. You're going to obviously protect him, but I hope he does get a few opportunities here and there. Like for example, when you play against United, we are playing against Leeds the next week. If he comes off the bench for even 10 minutes, it would be great. Dowman is our Messi, says Guy. Max Dowman, what a player, says Fredo. Max Dowman is amazing. A lot of compliments for Max Dowman. This is from RK. Shirley says, good evening, Glenn. Give us updates on Calafiori and Saliba. Calafiori went down with an injury and he was subbed off, so we wait to see. Saliba also went down the tunnel, so we wait to see. So I'm guessing Calafiori is not going to play against Tottenham. Saliba, we wait and see. So there's no need of pushing them at all. If they're not ready, just don't play them. Just play Mosquera, play Kiwi on that game. Max Dowman is so good at setting his team, has big decision to make whether to develop him into an attacking midfielder or a right wing. I think he can play both. The way he cuts in from with his left foot and has a shot, it reminds me of Nwaneri last season. He can easily play on that right wing and he can take on players. I love wingers who can take on players. He's quick, confident to take on players, good on off the ball, and decisive, very decisive as well. As you say, it's called. He does not get in and around the box and think, am I supposed to shoot, pass? No. If Odegaard is asking for a pass, I've seen him ignoring Odegaard. I've seen him ignoring Zubimendi. He's like, I'm going to shoot this ball, man. Colin says, Max Dowman, love this kid. Come on, man, free that child. I'm following from Monrovial Library. As you've said, Colin, He's a child. So the way he plays, man, he's a kid, man. It's crazy. Lamin says Arsenal is a good team for real. I watch your program live, Ibra. Thank you for watching, Lamin. Thank you, Coop, as well. Max Dowman is making me feel emotional. I don't trust it today. Think he didn't perform very well, says no, sir. I think he was just okay. I gave him a 6 out of 10. There's definitely a spot there on the left side. Anyone can have it. If Trossard plays well before the season, if Martinelli plays well before the season, if Eze comes in before that season and he plays well on that side, if Madueke plays in the Emirates Cup and against Villarreal and Bilbao and he plays well, anyone can have that starting spot against Man United. The only concern now is Martinelli playing as a wing, I think, says Ahmad. He should be used as a backup striker. I think that position is Havertz and Merino. So we are running out of positions then to play Martinelli. If we move him from the left side, again, I'm not saying Martinelli is complete, like useless or anything. No, like there's still a couple of crosses he put into the box. Again, if Gyökeres is there, Martinelli probably has an assist or two today. But in terms of, he will come back and defend. He did that today as well. Very good in coming back and defending and taking away pressure from us. But in front of goal and all that, the confidence is very short. And taking on players, the confidence is very short. So, yeah. Like Trossard was played as a backup today after Havertz went off. Trossard played in the number 9 for a few minutes before Anu came on. Good afternoon, Glenn. Please rate my name and say good number. You're saying the kid, Anu. Yeah, I've given him a 6 out of 10 if that's the guy you're talking about. That boy, Max Dowman, is something else. I saw anger in the team. Say Sheriff. Yeah, I mean, we went down. I wasn't really concerned about losing the game. I could see that you're going to get a few goals today. Good afternoon, Harrison. Good afternoon to you, Balagan, as well. For our young players, greetings from Nigeria. Up Arsenal, well played for our young players, meaning our future is great. Future is definitely great. You're definitely doing something very class in Hell and the kind of players we are producing recently. Max Dowman showed Joelinton Arsenal's class, says Simon. He did. He didn't even let him bully him at all. Not at all. Kala is now injury prone and we need to keep Kivio. We get another backup. We just keep Kivio. Just keep Kivio. So at this point as well, I'm also really thinking about keeping Zinchenko as well because of those injuries. I don't want to find ourselves in a situation where we are playing a Carabao Cup match and we are having to play Calafiori or having to start Gabriel. Nah. I think Zinchenko can come on in the last 20 minutes, do a job, or start a few games in the Carabao Cup and a few games in the league, unless we need that money to buy someone like an Eze. But as of now, I'm leaning towards 60% keep Zinchenko, because at the moment, even players like Timber are injured, so we don't have enough players defensively. I'm doing good. RK Xavier says Dowman is a genius. Newcastle player just fighting us. Yeah, we can't play Newcastle in a friendly match. Newcastle, there's no friendly between Arsenal and Newcastle, especially over the last 2 years. They hate each other, Arsenal and Newcastle, and they've been beating us a lot recently. So there's a bit of bad blood there as well from the Gordon goal 2 years ago, and the way they eliminated us from the Carabao Cup last season and the Alexander Isak stuff. Like, we're not in good terms with Newcastle. Overall, the game was good. It's a good test playing against Newcastle, because if you can, bully Newcastle and score those goals against them, it kind of, gives you motivation that, hey, you can probably beat Aston Villa as well. You can probably beat West Ham as well. You can probably beat Tottenham as well. Let's see the Tottenham one as well. I don't know if that is going to be a friendly as well. Good movement by Dowman. Makes me happy at the end. Very good movement for sure. Congratulations to the Gunners. Max Dowman is perfect replacement for Saka and needs to give more chances. He's our future. So all of a sudden we have like 5 players who can play there. Saka, Madueke, Nwaneri, Dowman, 4 players. I mean, Trossard and Martinelli played on the right side last time a few times, but natural on that right side, now we have 4 players who can play there. So that is great. At least we don't have to play Saka every single time now, Madueke can be coming on, Nwaneri can be coming on for Odegaard as well, can be starting games in the 10 as well. Dowman can be coming on, starting a few games. Max Dowman is scary guy, says Bianca, another star boy, another one, man. Like, right now we have 3 of them in the team, and there's others emerging like Salmon and Nichols and players like that. Very, very good. I'm hoping we can see Kabia in this preseason too. Let's see. Emmanuel says, wow, Max, a wonder kid. I can't believe my eyes. Great performance from the Gunners and a warm welcome to Gyökeres. You could tell. I'm going to post those pictures after this. I was watching the game, but I'm going to post those pictures. Gyökeres was like, Lewis Kelly was so happy to see him. You could see Saka was so happy to see him. He was unveiled today as Arsenal's new number 9. new number 14, but our new number 9. You know what I mean? So let's wait and see how it does for us, man. I cannot wait, man. I cannot wait. Max is a little beast, bro, but I'm craving for Liao, says Sancho. I don't know if you're going to get both Ez and Liao. It would be great. I mean, that would mean more options. I mean, if we get Liao, definitely Martinelli or Trossard is going to leave. That is for sure. They're not going to all stay. It's going to be too many players. And we should have all of those players so that we have enough rotation. But yeah, Zubi is class, says Simon. I agree. In the first half, he was winning the ball back easily and he was trying those through passes. He's very good at that. Colin says the only reason I see Fata to protect Max is because of his young physique. He will frustrate Premier League tags and be answered with ruthless challenges. Yeah, like the tags that you just played today, fouling him left, right, and center. Yeah, in the Premier League, you're going to come up against Caicedo. He's going to come up against Cucurella, crazy people and players like that who are just going to, try to bully you throughout the game. But so far, so good. I'm going to give him a man of the match. Colin says Eze will put Odegaard on the bench. Odegaard is very good today. So I want to see both of them on the pitch at the same time. For those games that we're playing against low blocks, why not have both Eze and Odegaard on the pitch at the same time? That is, so my thinking, Colin, is with Gyökeres there, Odegaard is getting 15 plus assists easily with Gyökeres there. So let's see how it goes. Kepa might bench Raya. No. Not as of now. Raya is still the best goalkeeper in the league for me. Kepa is a good backup to have. I don't mind having Kepa starting even in Premier League games and Champions League games. But there's a lot more that Raya does. A good example is passing the ball from the back. Raya is better, way better than anyone else in terms of passing the ball from the back and the aerial saves and all that. Whenever this crosses into the box, Kepa is probably good at all that. But one main reason that Raya is going to start, Simon, is exactly that, the passing out from the back. Raya is very comfortable on the ball. Max is really going to be our next beast in the team. Man, we still have Noneri, we still have Lewis Skelly, now we have Dowman and Kirby and Nichols and all these guys. I cannot wait, man. But that's the match reaction. We'll do transfer news later on as well, but we got the win. Our next game is on Thursday against Tottenham. Let's hope we get to see this guy. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.